So a whole bunch of other cards got released in the time that I was asleep, and now, in addition to what we had last night. So, Tech Rampage Dragon. It's 2 or more Cyber Dragons. Fusion summon of this card must be done with the above fusion materials, of course. When it's fusion summoned, you can target up to a number of spell or trap cards on the field, up to the number of fusion materials used for this card, and destroy them. So, you at least get to pop some stuff when it comes out, which I'll take. And then once per turn, you can send up to 2 light machine-type monsters from your deck to the graveyard. In addition to this card's normal attack, it can attack once more for each monster sent to the graveyard by this effect during each battle phase's turn. Very phenomenal card. I really do like this a lot. It's not really going to see much play, unfortunately, but a very good card, nonetheless. Especially for the Cyber Dragon archetype. And then we get the Atlantean Prince. Another chilling card. So you can send 1 Atlantean monster from your deck to the graveyard, except for Netibus, to add 1 Atlantean from your deck to your hand, except for Netibus. And then if he's sent to the graveyard to activate the effect of a water monster, you can target 1 Atlantean monster in your graveyard and source summon it. So if you at least summon him, you can pitch 1 to recruit 4 marksmen or infantry. Okay. There's not really much else to say about it. I'd consider playing as a 1-of. And then KFC Island, or the Fire King Island. So, you can only use either of the 1 or 2 effects of Fire King Island once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 monster you control or in your hand, and if you do, you can add 1 Fire King monster from your deck to your hand. Such a ridiculous effect. Okay, I'll pop 1, search. Okay. If you control no monsters, you can special summon a Fire Winged Beast monster from your hand. High Grunix, High Sacred Phoenix. And if this card in your field zone is sent to the graveyard or banished, destroy all monsters you control. Fucking phenomenal support card. I'm actually really excited for this as well. So, next up, some other kind of stuff that got additional mention here. The Intermate Lizard Draw, Pendulum. Once per turn, if you control Performal in your other zone, that is, you can destroy it and draw 1. And then his monster effect, if another face-up monster you control is destroyed by your opponent's attack or by your opponent's card effect, you can draw 1 card for each performance pop monster you control. Okay. Next up, some of the Vassal stuff. Lucius, the Shadow Vassal. You can banish 1 level 5 or higher monster from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck the turn you apply the effect. And then when you tribute... if this card's tributed for a tribute summon, you can look at all set cards your opponent controls. Your opponent can activate cards or effects in response to the activation of that effect. This thing, the Mech's Broke Yu-Gi-Oh card. Target 5 cards in your graveyard, except for a Jar of Avarice, and shuffle those targets into the deck, then draw 1 card. They made a Trap Avarice. Yes, it is only draw 1, but you can shuffle spells back into your deck and traps as well, which is some spicy Yu-Gi-Ohs. This guy, the Garm, the Storm Vassal, it's Riser's Vassal. You can return 1 tribute summon monster you control to the hand, so summon this card from your hand. And then if you would tribute summon, you can add 1 monster with 800 attack, 1000 defense from your deck to your hand. The Mithra, the Thunder Vassal. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, you can special summon 1 Vassal token to your opponent's side of the field in defense mode. And then if you tribute for a tribute summon during your main phase this turn, you can tribute summon 1 monster in addition. So you can go Zoborg for Zoborg or something stupid like that. And then Rock Vassal guy. You can target 1 face of monster your opponent controls, special summon this card from your hand. If you do, change the target to defense mode. And of course, you can special summon from your extra deck. And if this card's tribute for a tribute summon, you can target 1 monster with 800 attack, 1000 defense in your graveyard, except for Landrobe, and add it to your hand. So, the Vassals are kind of adorable in what they're trying to achieve. Despot 004. During damage calculation, when this card battles with a monster, you can send 1 Despot from your deck to the graveyard, except for Despot 004. During damage calculation, this card gains 500 attack and defense for each monster of a level that you sent. Then after you activate this effect, your opponent takes no damage for the rest of the turn. If this card destroys a monster by value, you can summon 2 Despots with different levels from your hand or graveyard in defense mode. This thingy, so, the little eye thing, you can tribute this card, target 1 Yasenju Training Grounds, you control, put 3 counters on it. You can banish this card from your graveyard during this turn's main phase. You can normal summon 1 Yasenju in addition to your normal summoner set. So I guess they're trying to get rid of one of the problems that the deck has. Super Sebi or super heavy 6 samurai guys. If this card is in your graveyard and you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put them back in any order. Okay, that's awful. During attack declaration, when your opponent's monster attacks you directly, you can banish this card from your graveyard to excavate the top card of your deck. If it's a super heavy samurai monster, add it to your hand and make the attacking monster's attack 0, otherwise send it to the graveyard. Okay, that's pretty meh. Let's see here. The Buster Gauntlet. You can target one heavy 6 samurai monster you control, gains 400 defense. The being a damage calculation, if a defense position super heavy samurai monster you control is battling an opponent's monster and you have no spell trap cards, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. The defense of the battling monster you control becomes double its original defense. Seems terrible. Super heavy guy, you control no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you switch this card from your hand, you can switch them for those except for super heavy guys, and this card's traded for 2 summons for a super heavy guy. Okay. Fiendish Hound Oculus. If this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 8 Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand. I want to find a way to break this card, because it seems like there's got to be some way to do it. The True Monarch Dominion. If you have no cards in your deck, and you control a tribute summoned monster, while your opponent does not control a tribute summoned monster, your opponent cannot switch them from the extra deck. Tribute summoned monsters you control gain 800 attack during damage calculations when they attack the opponent's monster. Once per turn, you can have one monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense in your hand lose 2 levels until the end of the turn. Interesting. Making that Dark Arm Dragon 1000 or level 5. Snatched Bone. Activate this effect by targeting one monster in your opponent's graveyard during a turn that your opponent special summons a monster. Special summon it to your side of the field in defense mode. When this card leaves the field, banish that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Okay. Target one monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, then you can send one Fiend type monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's kind of interesting. Infernoid Lilith. So, of course, by banishing 3, this card's special summon, you can destroy all spell trap cards on the field except for void cards. Once per turn during either player's turn, when another monster's effect is activated, you can contribute 1 monster, negate that activation if you do banish it. Okay, that's good. Yasenju, what is this thing? During attack declaration, when your opponent's monster attacks you directly, you can send 1 Yasenju from your hand to the graveyard, except for this guy. Special summon this card from your hand. The beginning damage type, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can have this card's attack and defense become the same as the other monsters. And this card's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Yasenju card from your deck to your hand. Okay. Interesting. Target 1 fright for a full monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Its effects are negated. Okay. When a fluffle monster you control is destroyed by your opponent's attacks or your opponent's effects and sent to the graveyard, target a destroyed monster and add it to your hand if you do draw a card. This seems kind of good. A Frozen Void. Discard 1 card, add 1 Void spell or trap card from your deck to your hand except for Frozen Void or Null and Void. Okay, so of course you're taking care of that. After damage calculation of a battle, when your Infernoid monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send this face-up spell and trap card to the graveyard to banish both of those monsters. Okay. Interesting. Pendulum Arise. You can only activate 1 Pendulum Arise per turn. Send 1 monster you control to the graveyard, special 1 Pendulum from your main deck whose level is the same as the original monster's level, but it is destroyed during the end phase. Might be a way to abuse the Oak for it. Resonating Oscillation. If your opponent controls a card in both their pendulum zones, target 2 cards while your opponent controls 2 cards. Okay. This card's awful. I'm not even going to keep reading. I assume that this just special summons a trap monster. I think that's what I'm seeing here. New trap monsters. Special summon this card in your monster zone. Becomes 0/2500. This card, special summoned by this effect, cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. While you control another trap card. And then, if a card in your opponent's spell trap card is special summoned to your... if a card from your spell trap card zone is special summoned to your monster card zone, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Okay, I like that. Special summon this card to your monster zone, 1900, 0. Can't be destroyed by battle. Okay. More Yasenju stuff. Activate only if you control level 6 or higher Yasenju monster. While you control a Yasenju card in your pendulum zone, if a set card or face-up monster that is not a Yasenju return to the hand, shuffle it into the deck instead. We've already talked about the bow. Singoose, I believe we've already covered. Same thing with this guy. We covered Agent. And then, yeah. So, the last stuff here. Cyber Dragon Infinity. You can also XYZ summon this card. You can also XYZ summon this card by using a Cyber Dragon Nova you control as XYZ material. This card gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. Once per turn, you can target one face attack position monster on the field, attach it to this card as material. And then once per turn during either player's turn, when a card effect activates, you can detach one material from this card and negate that activation if you destroy it. Woohoo, 101 and Lucky and one card. And then this guy. If you control no monsters, you can summon one level 4 lower normal monster from your deck. So, definitely some interesting stuff here. I believe this will be our last set before Nats in this block. So, it'll be interesting to see how things go. So guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up this video to show your support. And please check out Vanguard 40 for Cardfight Vanguard, MKohl Games for miscellaneous trading card games, and No Limit Gaming for a brand new series of Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks for watching.